So the goal here is to first come up with an equation and then solve the problem, not just give me the answer. Okay, so I need to make sure that I include the important information. So let's look at number 3 here. It says, last Friday, Imani had $22. Over the weekend, she received some more money for washing the car. She now has $35. So $22 is important. She received some money. So what does that mean? Did her number go up or down?
Up.
It went up. So now she has $35. Okay. How much money did she receive? So we don't want to know how much she has now. We already know that, right? It equals $35, right? What did she start with?
22.
And then she received more. So does that mean, are we adding or subtracting money?
Add.
We're going to add money. We're going to say plus R for received. Okay? So now I wrote up my equation, and now you have to solve it. And we've solved one-step equations for a week and a half now. Okay? So let's just go ahead and do it. If you have negative numbers and you need to do your T column, I recommend you do the T column. Okay? So what am I going to do with this 22? I want to subtract it, right? Not make it a negative. I want to subtract it from both sides. Remember, I want to keep my scale balanced. So that becomes a 0. R is equal to the difference between 35 and 22. So 5 minus 2 is 3. 3 minus 2 is 1. You need to make sure that you're paying attention to my answer, to my problem. My question, that is. Okay? So let's look at number 5, and I want you guys to, I'm going to read it, and then you guys are going to come up with the equation, okay? So it says, Ted wants to buy an MP3 player for $76. He gives the cashier $80. How much change does he get back? So we want to know the change that he gets back. Okay? So what does he start out with? Okay, so how would I write up this equation? Who wants to try it? Laura? I need to have a variable in there.
C.
I want to know how much change he received.
Oh.
I want to solve for C.
Okay, so C. C minus 76 equals 80.
You're close. I'm going to write equals 80. And I'm going to have 76. Okay. So the change, is it extra or is it something that I've taken away?
Take it away. No.
He's getting it back, right? So it's a positive number. So I can say 76 plus C is going to equal the total amount of money he started with. Right? Okay, and then you can solve it that way. That makes sense? Go ahead and solve it. Okay, so let's look. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do my scale here. Okay, so in order to have C all by itself, what do I have to do to the 76? I have to subtract it from both sides, right? This becomes 0. I bring down my C. What is 80 minus 76? So I have to borrow here. 10 minus 6 is 4. And that's a 0. So C is equal to 4. So the change he got back was $4. Okay. Right. So we've solved a couple. But I want to make sure that we're answering these correctly, right? So what do you notice about these problems? What do you notice about them? What do you notice about them? They all have what?
Money.
How are they written?
They have keywords in them.
They have words in them. They're word problems, right? So whenever we have a word problem, Greg, our answer should include what? The words, right? So here we said that Ryan started with $28, right? It says, how much did he have before buying the sandwich? So we wrote t equals 28, but that's not an appropriate answer for this problem because it's a word problem. So I'm going to write an answer in words. I'm going to say Ryan started with $28. That's an appropriate answer for this problem because it's a word problem. Okay, so when we have word problems, we want to make sure that we answer our problems in complete sentences. Greg, you got that? All right, so let's go ahead and look at number 3. This one says, last Friday, Imani had $22. Over the weekend, she received some money for washing the car. She now has $35. How much did she receive? So she got $13 for washing the car. So how can I answer that problem in words? What would be a good answer, a good sentence for that problem? Hannah? Camilo? Who is she? Imani? For what?
For washing the car.
Imani received $13 for washing the car. You have to write it. Period. All right, let's do one more. Who's changing it? Why is it dumb? All right, so let's look at this one, and then we're going to do number 7 together and set you guys free. Okay, so Ted wants to buy an MP3 player, right? We said that his change was $4. So we can say Ted received, right, $4 in change. It's that simple. But it still requires a word answer. All right, so I'm going to read number 7. And then you guys are going to solve it. Okay? So number 7 says, May is cooking cookies, baking cookies, maybe? I don't know. The recipe calls for 10 cups of sugar. She already put in 3 cups of sugar. How many more cups does she need to put in? So we're going to say, how many more cups, right? She needs 10. She used 3. How many more cups did she receive? Go ahead and see if you can write an equation for the problem. All right, so Jordan has it. Jordan says that his equation works out. So let's see, Jordan, can you repeat what your equation is? So C for cups, right? So he says he used 3. He needs how many to come up with 10? So he wrote 3 plus C equals 10. Does anybody else have something close to that? Could you have C plus 3 equals 10? Absolutely you can. Okay. The order doesn't matter. It just matters that you have the right information in there. So what would an appropriate answer then? Okay, go ahead. So if we solve it, what does C equal? C equals what? So if I subtract 3 from both sides, right, because that's what we're doing, C is equal to 7. So what would an appropriate answer for that be? Andrew? May? Perfect. Absolutely. No problem. You guys got it. Got it? I want to see a sentence answer for all of these problems. You have a backside. Don't forget to do the backside. Let's get to it.